How many avatars have you experienced personally? Just yours, right? Just yours. What if this were entirely your game and no one else existed at all? Like no one. Like I'm just something you coded into your reality. What if I don't exist at all? What if it's just you? Now, what I tend to believe, because that's the most obvious answer. You're God, nothing else exists. The only reason we even consider other people exist is because we feel terrified of being alone. Or we feel as if we pity the people we perceive to no longer exist, as if they died. But if they never existed in the first place, there's no reason to pity them. It's a weird place to be when you realize you can't... What's called solipsism. You can look it up. It'd probably explain it better than me. However, what I tend to believe is we're all points of awareness. So, consciousness is one big, infinitely large energy source. White light, to be specific. And much like an iPad screen, when you turn it on and it's all white light, within that white light you can create all colors. You can create all images. You can create all things. Okay? And you're not looking at it, you're in it. Therefore, it surrounds you. It builds all of everything. And whatever you perceive things to do, that's how they interact with you. So, like if I perceive things to be physical and I hit them, they're physical. At least they seem to be. The first clue is to realize that the feeling in your fingertips must be projected to where your fingertips are, because your fingertips can't feel feelings. They can only give you data to tell you that there are feelings, but the feelings have to actually be projected into your spatial surrounding. You've never experienced the physical world. You've never experienced anything outside of yourself. It all perceives to be out there, but even the image of me talking is being created by you. You understand? The image comes in through your eyeball. It's not like you're in there sitting in a recliner back here somewhere watching the image like a movie screen. It's like a camera. You're the film. So even though it seems like you're looking outside of yourself at something, you can't be. It's literally a dream. Think of how a dream works. It's exactly that. It's exactly that. I almost don't know that we don't sleep just so that we can remind ourselves slowly, just so that there's some kind of connection. It's everywhere. The story, the truth, it's everywhere. It's literally in everything, everywhere you look. Once you realize it's every fucking where. It's been there the whole time too. It's in almost every one of your favorite movies. Like, what's your favorite movie? I'll tell you how it's a story about awakening. It's everywhere. So, death is part of the game. We perceive that we're going to get old and die. But didn't they just say the first person who will live forever was just born? Walking people into it, you know. I think that we're all individual realities just bumping into each other. And we don't always share the same reality. And this is what the Mandela effect is. We share a reality just closely resembled enough that we would bump into each other. Okay? Infinity is points of awareness collapsing probabilities. Okay? So there's only so many probabilities within your timeline that you're leading yourself down. But you're bouncing between all of those and you're collapsing those. So once I reach a point where none of my probable lifetimes will match up with yours without scaring somebody awake, it has to seem seamless, right? As long as I exist in something that's closely resembled to yours, then I will. But when I don't, I won't. This is what I think happens when we perceive people to die and go away. People who look into this, Alan Watts and Terence McKenna and all these other people. I think once you reach a certain level, there will be timelines where you disappear. It's almost like you're bringing all of your potential into one reality and removing yourself from other realities. And like in Juice WRLD and all these other people, they left this reality, and then our consciousness, unable to understand what happened to them, we create a story where they died. But, yeah, the other avatars are going to look how, like, they're literally whatever you think they are. Everything is literally whatever you think it is. To say that the other avatars shared the same experience as you, I mean, I ain't never died. I've never died. How the fuck am I'm supposed to? Why would I? Doesn't my body regenerate new cells every 7 years? Can I create stem cells by fasting for 3 days a week? Like, can I reverse aging with that? Even if it was a physical world, death could still be an illusion. There's no reason for it. The breaking down of your body, man, with poison in it. But I tend to believe that simply because you can't prove a physical world, consciousness can create this entire experience. That's what a dream is. There's no reason to believe that it would need extra necessary. Like, it's unnecessary for a physical world to exist. We cling to it because it's hard for us to believe. That's it, though. That's the only reason anybody would ever say a physical world exists. If they truly understood anything, they would be like, we can't prove it and we don't need it. Therefore, we most likely don't have it. But again, like a video game, like Call of Duty, there ain't real people, and there ain't real bullets, and they ain't really dying. It's all software. But if we put AI in there, it would perceive that it was actually real, and it would perceive all of the things that we perceive about our reality. And unless something came from the outside in and explained it to the characters of the game, they would never suspect it. Well, maybe one day, like we are now. Yeah. We're either AI in a traditional sense, like we're in some kind of something, and there's something outside of this thing that's more powerful than us, like a God figure, which would just be an assumption. Or we're just part of the infinite consciousness that makes up all of reality, which is, again, another assumption, but without giving credit to anything outside of yourself, it is the most logical conclusion. It's the most rational conclusion. So yeah, when you start looking outside of yourself, you have to be arrogant enough to go, so shit happened to them, doesn't mean it's going to happen to me. About everything. You know, it's funny, people will be like, put your seatbelt on. You know, you never think it's going to happen to you till it does. That's programming. That's programming. Yeah. There's people in your life, most likely, that say certain things that seem ridiculous, but they're right. Like, I can't gain weight. Fuck you mean you can't gain weight? That shouldn't be a thing. Yeah, clues are everywhere. I'm like, damn, did I smoke already? I didn't even think I smoked yet.